Welcome, everyone, to the Divas That Care Network. I'm your host, Amy McKenzie, and today's show, The Wow of Women, features the remarkable journeys of women whose powerful and extraordinary choices positively impact people's lives. I'm very excited to introduce today's guest, Daphne McDonough. She's coming all the way to us from Alberta in Canada, and I have to say, Edmonton to be specific. It's just a thrill to have her on the show. Daphne is essentially an energy coach who specializes in balancing, restoring, and rejuvenating energies through vibrational, crystal, and cold laser therapies. And she has a real sort of passion for helping animals and people live life on purpose, without pain, using her array of complementary modalities. She's also the vice chair of Herstory Women's Global Empowerment Convention. That's going to be coming up in Edmonton later this year. And co-founder of an online circle, the Healing Circle Community, that they meet weekly as well. So you're up to a lot, Daphne. Thank you so much for making the time to join us today. Welcome.
Oh, my goodness. Thank you so much for, asking me to join you. I just, like I said earlier, think it's really cool how I can be in Canada and you can be in Norway right now, and we can still connect. It's beautiful.
It is a wonderful thing. With all the social distancing on the physical realm, it's wonderful that we do not have to distance ourselves in our realities with one another. We can connect, and it's so important to do so. And it's really important that we inspire one another. And I have always found you to be so warm-hearted, so truly authentic in the work that you do and what you're committed to in life. But I really wanted you to be able to come on and share some of that inspiration with our listeners. So let's dig in a little bit. Okay. I think that I'd love to know a little bit about, just kind of where this began for you. Like in your experience, this being a coach for you is very personal because it's based on something that you yourself first experienced and then wanted to make a difference for in people. Talk to us a little bit about that past experience and how that, brought you to where you are now.
I shouldn't say it's true. It's because of what I've come through in my life that I want to share what I know. When I was 15, I was involved in a near-fatal car accident, and I chose to come back from a massive closed-head brain injury. So with that being said, I had to learn how to walk and talk and feed myself and dress myself again at 15. So I lived in a lot of pain for over 20 years until I found, complementary modalities to help me not live in pain, both emotionally and physically. So once I got a handle on all the different things that I do, or that I did for myself, I started to share that information with my friends and family. And it just took off from there. It's funny how life's synchronicities, just things fall into place exactly as they're meant to, when they're meant to. Somebody gave me a pair of magnet earrings as a gift to help, as he joked, to balance my brain, because magnets balance the polarities of the body. And I loved how I felt when I wore them, so I kind of went a little bit crazy making magnet earrings with crystals. And there's a whole story that goes with that as well. But yeah, that's why I do what I do, is because I have chosen to come back from a massive closed-head brain injury. And after living in pain for over 20 years, I like to be able to share my skills and abilities with animals and people to live a life on purpose and without pain.
Yes, and how has it helped you helping others, would you say?
How does it help me? It's cute because it's interesting because you know how people say, fill your cup first. So when I take care of me and I feel good, then my cup overflows and I can help others feel good too. It helps. Like I tell people that, I help them find the sparkle in their eyes again. Because when people and animals are in pain, both physically and emotionally, their eyes kind of get clouded. But after I help them, they have the sparkle in their eyes again, and the smiles on their face, and that warms my heart beyond any measure. I mean, when people ask me if I could do one thing for the rest of my life, if money wasn't an issue, that's what I would do. I mean, I design and make crystal healing jewelry for both animals and people. And I mean, energy knows no bounds. Like we said, you know, you're in Norway, I'm in Canada. Energy knows no bounds. I can feel the love coming from you on this call. And I actually, it's kind of funny because I had asked the universe, you know, to help me, provide me more opportunities to do distance sessions on people, distance energy work sessions on people. And then this happened. So I kind of chuckle and say, well played, universe. You know,
well played.
I can't actually, you know, treat people in person right now, but I am helping so many distantly. It's amazing.
That's wonderful. You know, one of the things that I think is so interesting is the very authentic way that you kind of balance your work, and you've really developed. You're so giving, and yet you're also wisely discerning. In terms of, you know, who you will work with, or not even who, but when you feel like it's appropriate to work with someone. Talk to us a little bit about that and how you came to discover that there are times when it's not appropriate to work with someone.
Well, it's trial and error 101. I've learned in my life that yes, I am a very giving person, and yes, I used to try and save the world. I really did. But the world didn't want to be saved. Not everybody in the world wanted to be saved.
Right.
You laugh, but it's true. And when
I laugh because I know it's true. I've done the same thing.
Right. So now when people come to me and they want my help, I ask them, do you want to get better? Like, do you want to feel better? Are you ready to release and let go of this stuff? Or do you like being in pain? And funny enough, there's some people that don't want to get better. There's some people that like being in pain. And so I don't work with those people. I took on the mantra last year, I choose who I work with, when I work with them, and where I work with them. And internally, when someone new comes to me, I mean, I just ask myself and I check in. Is this a person that I'm meant to work with? And I will hear a great big yes or a great big no. And if it's a no, then I politely point them in the direction of someone else that can help them. And even if there is people that I can help, even if there is people that I know that I can help, but I know that somebody else in my healing circle could help them more right now, I point them in that direction. And it's funny because people say, why do you do that? And I say, well, I want them to get the best help that they can at that time. And I want them to speak well of me when they go. So why would I waste somebody's time and energy if I know that somebody else can help them more than I can?
Well, that's true service. That's incredible. And I don't think it's common. So, yeah, I just really acknowledge you for that.
Thank you. It's funny because I have a friend, one of the friends that I started the healing circle with, the online healing community. We were having a conversation, and she said, how can I help more people? How do I help more people? And my answer is lead by example. Lead by example. And take care of yourself first. Because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anybody else.
And what you've recovered from, you deserve the title of expert, let me just say.
Well, thank you. It's funny because I truly don't see, I mean, yes, I'm an expert because I chose to come back from that, and I chose to walk the journey that I've walked now in this lifetime. And I will gladly share with anybody who's willing to listen. But I don't I don't push my modalities on anybody.
And that's appropriate. And I just love, because what you're demonstrating, what a dear colleague and friend who wrote the book Care First, and he really, it's the premise that people come before the almighty dollar as a way of bringing about a new culture, a new paradigm, and it's the actions of each of us individually that can promote that. And you are a walking, talking, living example with a care first mindset, and that's just you're just a contribution for that reason.
Well, thank you. I mean, it has a lot to do with what I've gone through in my life, and I went to college to become a rehabilitation practitioner 2 decades ago, right? To work with people to work with people who had disabilities, because technically I'm a person with a disability too, right? Technically, I'm a brain injured person, because technically I did survive a brain injury, even though I technically don't believe I am. You know what I mean?
Right, but right. You didn't buy into it. You didn't stay there.
Pardon me?
You didn't buy into it. You didn't stay there. You didn't let that be your story. You rewrote your story, Daphne. That's so powerful.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm on to the next chapter of my story. I'm done telling I'm done telling the story of me in the hospital and me, I'm done telling that story of me having to do all of those things and the troubles that I went through, and I'm moving on to the next chapter, with her story. To show people that yes, bad things can happen, but it's all about the choices that we make in life to help move us forward.
That's so powerful. And by the only way we move to a new chapter is by creating it. And you're taking very clear, actionable steps that not only are obviously truly benefiting you, but that others can follow. People can attend. Let's talk about her story, because that's just a wonderful, a convention, and it's more than just a convention, but I'll let you speak to it.
Well, I actually had somebody send me information on a link about this thing called Her Story. I had no idea what it was, but I said, and I didn't think that I was anybody to speak on that stage, because it's a women's global empowerment convention. But at that time, I was asking for more opportunities to share my story, so I had to say yes. I had to say yes.
Right. Yes, you did.
And so I said yes, and became friends with the community, and didn't realize it at the time, but one of the people that I became really good friends with happens to be the chair of Her Story Canada, or Her Story Edmonton. And then she put the offer out to me to be the vice chair. So I've been helping to coordinate what's going to be happening. And it's a 2-day event, and there's going to be women coming in from around the world to share their stories of growth and transformation. So it goes right along with what you do with the WOW, right? It's about women coming together and empowering each other and lifting each other higher to share their stories of growth and transformation to help more, really. I mean, I'm not sure what else I could say about that. But there's going to be workshops.
Well, that covers it. Yeah. Give us some details. That'd be great.
There's going to be workshops. There's going to be local vendors there. It's going to be 2 days of magic is what it's going to be. And the connections I've made with this is just unbelievable. So I'm grateful that I said yes when I said yes.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And it takes courage to move in a new direction. You've obviously, exemplified having courage in the face of tremendous challenge. But it never stops being challenging when we make a new decision. And as a result of that, when you move forward, you really do clear a path for others. As you were talking, it occurred to me, when we were young women, there was nothing like this. There was no, discussion about this. There was certainly no full-on 2-day event. We've come a long way in this process. We still have a long way to go. But, I always think of the young women being able to hopefully find these resources and tag into them so that we can begin to really balance. Because it's not about one over the other. It's really about finding the balance. And so we support each other as women simply because it's been out of balance for so long that we got to kind of hold hands together. And I see you doing that in your healing circle on a regular basis. Talk to us a little bit about your wonderful group.
Kelsey, my one friend Kelsey and I, we were discussing it, and so we decided to, do a circle, but a circle in our community. So we'd put it out to the people in our community, and so in January, February, and March, we did in-person circles. But then with everything that's going on with the social distancing and everything else, that's why we started the online community of people coming together. And it really is a community of people supporting one another. It's about sharing information, sharing knowledge, and just coming togetherness. And it's not about men or women. It's about people, because everyone has struggles. And yes, I agree that it's been out of balance for a very long time, but I believe that men are evolving on an amazing level as well to help and support the balance of everything too. So we do have men and women in the Healing Circle community, and it's in 3 weeks. I mean, Kelsey started the page in three weeks ago, and we already have over 300 new members of people coming together. And I'm still a bit flabbergasted by how fast the community has grown, and it's from people all across Canada and around the world. So every Friday we do a Zoom call, and there's a different link that's sent out each week to the people that said, yes, I'd like to be there. And so when we do that, I mean, I have my dear friend Denise joins us as well, but Kelsey leads the people in a guided meditation, and I do my distance energy work. I write everybody's name down, and I do distance energy work as she's doing the meditation. And then at the end of the event, my friend Denise pulls a card and does a mini reading for everybody that's there. She does a reading as a collective, and then she does a reading if people want to stick around for everybody that's there. So we really enjoy spending time with one another in that way, because we can't actually spend time together. And the magnitude and the power of us coming together as a collective there is just, it's going to grow and grow and grow. And it's funny because we want to help shift the paradigm, right? Everybody asks us, how much does it cost? I'm like, well, actually, donations are accepted but not required.
Yeah.
That's how we take payment because of everything that's going on right now. I mean, we're sharing energy, and energy knows no bounds. So if people see value in it, they send a donation. And then we share the donation between the three of us.
That's lovely. It's very effective and very needed right now. It seems to me that, we were speaking earlier before the show, the idea that, we really are coming closer together on so many levels as a result of being separated. And what an interesting dynamic that is. Speak to that just a little bit from an energy point of view.
Well, I mean, we are all one. Whether I'm in Canada and you're in Norway, we are connected. What happens when tragedy happens? People come together. What's happening now? Tragedy. So people are coming together. Countries are coming together. The divides are going down. I mean, there might still be some divisions, but I see when tragedy happens, I look for the helpers. I look for the people that are reaching out to others to give support. And I mean, I heard that countries like Japan, I don't even remember, I think Japan was helping Korea. for something. I don't know what they help them with, but I mean, countries are helping each other now. People are coming together, and for so long we have been saying the world needs to change. The world needs to we need to change how we do things. Well, the world's giving us a perfect opportunity to do that right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that. Well, it totally is. It's like a system defrag, right?
Yeah.
And so it's all about what we decide or how we decide to move through this. If everything goes in, it's funny, everything goes in cycles, right? Everything goes in cycles. So if we don't change how we do things, we're going to continue these cycles. Like, what's the difference?
No
what's the definition of
right?
Yeah, what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results, right? So we as a collective need to change how we do things. And I mean, please know that I'm not standing on a soapbox saying this. I'm just saying from my heart, if we want the world to change, then we need to change how we do things. As I put my hand in the air and smile.
Yeah. And if I can just say, because, I think all of us are, that are prone to this kind of thinking, at least, are drawing these same conclusions. I'm hearing it from all different walks of life and, different hues from whatever their palette is, their perspective. But it's, the same understanding and recognition of where we are and how this is an opportunity. And in that same breath, for all those listeners who may be dealing with loss right now, I just want to say, it's on the backs of heroes that did not volunteer. And yet we must do our best to let their lives and the loss of their lives make a difference now. It's so important.
Yeah, it breaks my heart for all of the people that have passed and have left sadness here. But yes, I agree with you 1,000%. Let's make change. I come from a different perspective on things. I have a different outlook and perspective on things. And please, I hope not to offend anybody when I say this, but we all choose things before we come here in life. This is my belief. We choose lessons that we need to learn in life. And I believe with me choosing my car accident when I was 15, that was tragedy, and it brought people together. It did. It brought people together in my life across Canada and around the world, because people that knew my family, right? And so I chose that event in my life, and I believe that the people, it's just, this is happening right now to bring us back together. And my heart goes out to anyone who is in sorrow right now too.
Well, I hope we make the best of those choices, and these changes can move us forward in a truly new direction that we do not readily forget, and repeat history as we are wont to do. I feel energy workers like you that'll help us with that.
Pardon me?
And it's energy workers like yourself that will help us continue in a positive direction out of this experience.
Well, thank you. I'm excited to be living at this time. We are living history. How exciting is that? We are living history. We are writing history right now. So how do we want the history books to look? We have a choice. How would you like that? How would you like to look in the history books? That's kind of my thought.
Yep. Well, I've said it for years, every action you take is writing your history, right? And so here we are. What do we want to look back on as how we chose to respond in this time period? Very well said. And I fully agree, Daphne. Yeah.
Thank you.
And we do have the power to choose, and that would actually be a good title for your talk as well, because you're a living example of someone who powerfully chose to come back and make a difference with the life that you have. You truly are an inspiration, and of course, that is why I wanted to have you on the show. Thank you so much for joining us today. Do you have any last parting thoughts for us?
Oh, my goodness. My last parting thoughts, that, yes, like you said, life is a choice, and you are never alone. Never, ever, ever alone. Even if it feels like you might be alone, there are people around that will be there. All you need to do is ask.
Such a good reminder right now. Perfect.
Yeah.
That's perfect. And I know that you'll be out there throwing distance healing around the world for all of us. Thank you for the contribution you are. Truly. So in closing, I really want to thank our remarkable guest, Daphne McDonough. And, of course, all of our listeners, thank you for taking the time to be here with us. Our producer, the founder of the Divas That Care Network, especially Candace Gish, thank you for this forum. In honor of how far women have come, Candace has redefined the word diva to mean a courageously self-assured woman. The Divas That Care Network is a community of like-minded people. It's one that offers women of all walks a platform for sharing their voice in the world. We invite you to join us. Please visit divasthatcare.com to hear more inspiring stories like Daphne's and add your voice to the conversation. We'd love to have you. Signing off and wishing you all a beautiful day. Take care, everyone.